Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 100 Callisto-Killers. Much more profitable and much more exciting than our previous loot video, which was loot from 100 Green Dragon Killers. Now this video was all done on the main account, but I was also using 3 other accounts to scout the Callisto spawn locations. These locations being the main spawn point, the northeast safe spot, the southeast safe spot, and of course the safe spot all the way to the west. So a big shout out to those accounts. But before we get into today's video, we do have some quick words from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. So for those of you who haven't heard about Raid yet, let me ask you a question. Do you want to be the hero of your own fantasy? Well then enter the epic world of Teleria, where dark elves meet the sacred order, and the banner lords are in an endless war with the undead hordes. Collect, equip, train, and upgrade your team of heroes in order to start a journey of a lifetime. Raid Shadow Legends will take you to the world of dark fantasy and realism, being free to play and available for both mobile and PC. Now let's go ahead and open out some shards. The thing in this game is that no matter if you get a good one or a bad one, they're still useful. If they're good ones, you can level them up and use them, and if they're bad ones, you can sacrifice them in order to level up your good champions. From our ancient shard, we did summon the Corpulent Cadaver. Now, he looks pretty intimidating, but let's summon another champion with our second ancient shard. And what an intense introduction while you're opening just the shard itself to the Mother Superior, a rare champion with over 850 different reviews, definitely a lot more than our previous one. And personally, what I love about Raid is the graphics. Just look at the incredible attention to detail on these champions, along with every other aspect of the game. Now, by the time you're watching this video, the brand new Tag Team Arena should be live in game. Tag Arena is the next level of competition PvP battles. Instead of a single 4 versus 4 battle like in Classic Arena, it's actually a series of 3 4 versus 4 battles. It's best of 3. Whoever wins 2 battles wins the series. It's basically Arena on hard mode. And since it's brand new, the developers will be giving out some special rewards soon to whoever manages to finish up high up in the rankings. So if you're like me and you truly love competitive PvP with some big rewards, you're gonna love Tag Arena. You can also find me in the game under the nickname Mr. No Sleep, and if you are quick enough, you can also join my clan. So feel free to check out the link in the description below. Raid Shadow Legends has so much different things to offer you, and if you do click on those special links in the description, if you're a new player, you will receive 50,000 silver, and get ready for all this, plus 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, plus 5 mystery shards, 1 day XP booster, as well as 1 free champion, the Executioner. All this treasure will be waiting for you here, and don't forget the rewards for you new players will only be available for the next 30 days. Good luck, and I will see you there. Alright, and thank you to Raid for sponsoring today's video. I know that ad was a little longer than they usually are, and I do apologize for that. I just had a lot more to cover, but I will be making it up to you guys. I do appreciate your support with all this, and I do have some exciting news. We are going to be hitting 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, hopefully before the end of the month. So I will be working on a loot from 150,000 video. This will be similar to the Goblin video that we did 100,000 of last year. So if you guys don't see any videos for a few weeks, that will be why. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. So with all that being said, let's finally get into today's video. So this guy's Amulet of Glory PK right here, made for the 3rd kill out of the 100 kills that we are doing for this vid. And as you can see by this clip, you never really know who you can encounter at Callisto, or especially around Callisto. And I think the best part about today's video is that you're not only going to be seeing me kill PVMers like you did in the Green Dragon video, but you're also going to be seeing a lot of different PKers. Whether it's solo PKers or 2-man teams or even clans, there was multiple occasions where I was outnumbered and I had to escape for my life. So this was a lot more challenging than I initially thought it would be, and I did manage to capture every exciting moment on video, such as this moment here where this guy was killing killing Callisto with a vigorous chain mace, and all of a sudden I attacked him to see an Armadillo Godsword. Luckily for me, his didn't work, but mine did. If you want to PK in a location like this, you definitely need a looting bag, because inside of it you can fit all of those items, that one PK almost adding up to 1.5 mil. Of course, RuneLite was going to be tracking all these 100 kills, which you will see at the very end, and all the items were being put into one individual bank tab, so the tracking was pretty easy to do. The PKing though, definitely a different story. There would be occasions where I would get really lucky, really unlucky. You know, you see a lot of luck involved in the wilderness here. This clip was a little weird. This guy actually managed to get away, and then he ran back up north for some strange reason, so we did manage to get the kill there, and also ran into a friendly Venezuelan, so shout out to him. And unlike the Green Dragon video, you won't really be seeing that many gold farmers in this one. I think out of 100 kills, maybe 15 to 20% of them were all gold farmers. Their risk is usually minimal, and they're much lower combat, so most of the time I can't even attack them. They usually hover around the 80s, but occasionally you will see 100s, and usually I always go for them regardless. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's that many compared to other hotspots around the wilderness. A nice thing about PKing here at Callisto is if you do manage to get a kill, not only do you get the opportunity to smite a Varrock piece, which I did numerous occasions, and also if they bring something like Dragon Boots or a special attack weapon, then they might actually have, you know, no ability to protect all of their Varrock pieces, so you're guaranteed at least 100 to 150k there. Unfortunately, Varrock did go down in price in the past couple years, so you don't really get as much as you used to, but you will at least have the chance at getting something. And not only that, but all the drops that these people do manage to get from Callisto, if you do actually kill a PVMer, you will receive those as well. I feel kind of bad there. I smited that person who was on mobile, and you will see them again actually later on in the video. And there would be occasions where, you know, you would run into people who aren't necessarily in Varrock. I did encounter a lot of people who were just using range, you know, people who would bring welfare gear with a rune crossbow, and then there would be people who would just be bringing a crossbow. Maybe they're on a wilderness slayer task, or maybe they're just hunting for the Callisto bear pet. Either way, no matter what they're doing, they have to be careful, because one simple misclick, if you get frozen at the wrong time, then as you can see in that previous clip, and actually many clips throughout this video, Callisto will turn on you very quickly, and he will probably kill you if the PKer doesn't. Callisto fears no one, and he hits very, very high. I did run into this guy Plep a few different times throughout this video. He was also solo PKing here. Very friendly guy, you know, we fought a couple different times. And as you can see, this world was a PvP. I did manage to kill 5 different people in PvP worlds, but those were not listed on the KDR, so it's just kind of like 5 extra kills. They were counted by RuneLite. But for the most part, PvP wasn't that active. I didn't really see that many people there when I was checking on all my scout accounts. And if you remember that mobile player from earlier, there they are again. If they were ever subscribed to my channel, well, I don't think they are anymore. And this kill here really represents the power of the ballista. Sometimes when I would actually use it, I wouldn't even bring a secondary special attack weapon, because a lot of these people would always pray melee, because they always expect you to Dragon Claw or AGS spec them, but not a lot of them expect you to use a ballista. So a tactic that I had early on was using a Nezi helmet and a ballista for a spec web, and this always got people off guard, and I did manage to get a few nice kills with this method. And as you can see, I did die here in this clip, unfortunately. This team did know what they were doing. I had plenty of supplies, but I was not expecting them to have vengeance. A great thing to bring if you're anti-PKing, or, you know, just PKing in general. And speaking of great things, there is our 30th kill of the video, which happens to be a dragon two-hander. Guess that girl managed to get herself a nice drop. I'm not too sure why she didn't bank it. Here we have one of the few fire capes that we did PK. This was in 32 wild. I did attack a group of Varrockers, but only one of them did try to kill me. Luckily though, I did have the upper hand, and I walked away with 1 mil. Just another prime example of the power of the ballista. You know, PKing here throughout this week, one thing that I did learn is that if you ever want to tank a PKer or a team, always invest in a bulwark. Bulwarks are popular at Revs, they're popular at Venenatis, but they're not that popular at Callisto. I don't know why more people don't bring them. As you can see, it would have been really helpful to this person in this situation, but you know, I was in a good mood and I thought to myself, not this time. And I guess karma did pay off, because the very next kill we did get was a smited ballista. So it's nice to see I'm not the only one who PKs with a ballista around this area. I do, however, seem to be the only one who doesn't bring blighted super restores or blighted anglerfish. These new wilderness food and wilderness potions, I think I'm just gonna never use them and always include them in a loot video if I continue to do these in the wilderness. They're really just not my style, you know? And targeting so many different people in the wild, we did have to change the username, so we did go with Elfmage42, nostalgic name used by many different PKers throughout the century or decades, whatever. Not too sure where the 42 came from. Now get ready for this next clip because it does go fast. As you can see, he's luring Callisto. He gets hit by him. My ballista does not 1 but 2 hits for an unspeakable amount of damage, and overall I think that he may have lost the Infernal Cape. And I say this because we were past 30 wild and I did receive a lot of GP. I know that there's a way that you can protect these items in deep wild, and he might have done this, but either way it was a huge coin stack. You don't see too many Infernal Capes here. You definitely don't see too many Zamorak helmets here with a full set of Varrock as well. Not too sure what this person was doing. Frankly, I don't want to know what they were trying to do. You know, I did mention those safe spots earlier on in the video where you can kill Callisto, and it is important to note that the north multi-safe spot, the one right next to the Fountain of Ruin just south of it, is used as a popular baiting location. Now, I'm sure most of you know what this means, but for those who don't, essentially a team of PKers will have a dedicated account PVMing at Callisto in hopes of a PKer or a small newbie team to attack this account. Then they all log in right away, and since it's multi, a war pretty much starts and it quickly ends. This is a popular method, especially in total level worlds. I did see this happen a lot, which is actually why I avoided total level worlds a lot throughout this video. I did also keep a scout at the northeast location with a dragon spear the whole entire video, and this account would actually get attacked quite a few times by PKers who sometimes knew what they were doing and I was outnumbered, and sometimes they had no clue what they were doing, and I would instantly run up there on my main and take care of business. 2 out of 3 of my scouts both had dragon spears and ice barrage, but for the most part, being on 4 accounts at the same time was pretty difficult. I think I only showed 3 at the very beginning, but when I brought my Iron Man along, I think past like 50 kills or so, things did get pretty hectic, and the hopping worlds constantly was really annoying. That's the only downside of PKing here, really, and that's the same thing if you're going to PK at wilderness bosses in general. A lot of it is revolved around hopping worlds and just having multiple accounts logged in so you can spot people. I know you hear nowadays in 2020 that there's all sorts of bot scripts that tell you where people are located in the wilderness and what their risk is. I can assure you I don't have access to any of that, so I just got to go the old-fashioned route, bond up 4 accounts and get them hopping every single second of the day. This did pay off, and in all honesty, it was actually kind of fun and especially funny. You know, moments like this where this guy, I guess, thought he was going somewhere, but little did he know he forgot to charge his glory, so I did manage to get the kill. And I don't take these things too seriously. You know, you never see me insult anyone or be toxic or anything like that, and for the most part, I didn't really see a lot of that throughout this video, which was really nice. As you can see, we have gone through quite a few different weapons from start to finish in regards to the special attack. Here we were using a Bando's Godsword, and it was really effective. I mean, not everyone here uses Ceradome and Bruise, so if you happen to hit with a Bando's Godsword spec, then you will lower the defense of your opponent, and then your ballista or your, magic attack, whatever it may be that you're using, will hit a lot more significantly. And thanks to that 63 special attack, we did get our very first Glory PK. This was one of 2 that we did manage to get at the Fountain of Ruin. These people usually were scouted by my account at Callisto from the northeast safe spot, and most of the time, if anyone who's charging glory sees anyone, they log out when they get to the fountain. Luckily, that person did not. Was getting some feedback from the people that I was attacking in regards to my Bando's Godsword, but little did they know it is much more effective than the AGS. I think it's actually worth more than the AGS these days. I don't know if that'll be like that forever, but yeah, times have certainly changed. I would also occasionally bring Dragon Claws here. You know, those are a really good, reliable special attack weapon, but the only downside is once you use the special attack, they are virtually useless, and your opponent has a much better chance to stay alive if you're only using range and magic. And here I did die again, but it was a long fight. It really did go the distance, and we had a lot of close calls, so it was a lot of fun. Not as fun as this was, though. 3 hitting a guy in multi dressed as a wizard. This was great. The Mystic Hat bringing me some luck. Full Dusk really looks great. Surprised it's so inexpensive. Sadly, not too long after, my luck streak did end, and this team that I did escape earlier on found me again, and they 2-hit me, so that was a little painful. I have learned that it's more enjoyable to 2-hit someone than it is to, get 2-hit yourself. We did carry on, though, and, for anyone wondering if there was any Iron Men accounts here, there were occasions where I would see Iron Men safe spotting, and usually what would happen if I attacked an Iron Man is I would usually get off them if the risk was minimal, Or other times they would have their alternate account, which was a main account, certainly an account that can trade, log in and start fighting me. To my surprise, most of these guys were much better PKers than I was, but there were occasions where I would get some nice kills against them. So you got to be ready for anything. Like I mentioned before, you know, you do have bait accounts, but you also have accounts that, you know, are protected just by 1 or 2 people. A lot of these people do take pet hunting seriously, or they just are capable of multi-logging. Especially in 2020, a lot of people playing on more than 1 account at the same time, and I've been saying that for years now. And here I am fighting a team with actually a friend of mine who was just kind of watching with a dragon spear, and he actually did help me out, and thanks to his dragon spear I was able to log out and get away. To my surprise though, in the next world we did run into the same 2 guys, and this time we took full force on them, and I actually did get a kill, and the other one did run away. So yeah, shout out to him. A friend of mine was just gonna help me with the last 20 kills or so. And it's clips like these that you will see a lot of close calls, especially towards the end of the video, you know, encounters where I could have gotten a potentially really nice PK, especially at the end. You guys are not going to believe one of the clips that is coming up here. But unfortunately, the hit just might not have been high enough, or the freeze might not have been fast enough, and you know, you would lose out on some kills that way. And here we have a level 126 charging glories this time, the second glory kill of the video, right towards the end. Most of the people that I did see charging glories, for any of you low-level PKers out there, were all level 8s. Most of them also had 43 prayer. There's a tip for you. And yet again, here is another close call, but not the worst one of the video. This was just unbelievable though. My BGS always coming through with the first hit, but not quite the second one, so not too sure what I would have gotten from that person, but it happens. And I'm sure you've noticed by now, but I did not use the normal spellbook Fire Surge to teleblock PKing once throughout this video. Just thought it was too dangerous and it would have taken up a lot of inventory space, so I stuck with Ancients, and my rule was if they got to 30 wild, they pretty much always survived, so it was up to me to make sure I could do as much damage in 6 to 10 levels of wilderness before they were 100% guaranteed to teleport away from me. And a big shout out to all the player moderators in old school RuneScape. You know, I don't think I'll ever be one myself, certainly don't think I can be eligible. And he does say vote yes to PvP. Gotta say, based on the loot pile, I thought he was going with something else there. Oh, aren't we living in such strange times. Anyway, here's a tentacle whip with a dragon defender combination, which honestly I should have used for most of the video. You know, the Staff of the Dead worked really well, but the tentacle whip and dragon claws were a deadly combination. Now, as this guy dies, he says that he has nothing, but clearly he has full graceful that's also colored, and Ring of Wealths. Just a tip to anyone charging Ring of Wealths or glories in the wilderness: do not bring full graceful. Unfortunately, he did teleport back up and he lost it, so yeah. As you can see, once you're done dragon claw specking, you know, the tentacle whip is a great transition weapon, especially in that situation there. And at the Fountain of Rune, I did see this guy dressed to the nines with a fire cape, and apparently he lost that. So, you know, graceful, infernal capes, fire capes, I mean, we're losing everything in this video. But still no +1s, no big smites, other than, of course, the ballista, but I'm talking some big smites. Yeah, that ZGS was pretty painful, but gotta be honest, didn't expect to die from a ZGS. Alright, so speaking of smites, watch this clip here. As you can see, the BGS against the AGS, I was hitting much higher, and the prayer of my opponent had dropped. This hit here determines it all. And no AGS PK for us. 3 kills left to go, and we had the opportunity to not once but twice PK an AGS, and we failed. So yeah, I was pretty let down at this point. I mean, I really wanted that to be the finish. That would have made for the most perfect clip, but you can't get perfection every time. That's why it's perfection, you know, it stands out from the rest. So oh well, maybe next time. No big smites in this video, but this guy Spartacus 99 was our 99th kill of the video with 1 left to go, and I did trust the reliable Dragon Claw spec to lead us to victory, and here we are. Loot from 100 Callisto-Killers has been completed. Whether they were a PVMer, a PKer, gold farmer, or anything in between, we did go for them. Taking just shy of 4 days to complete, now it is time to check out the price check and the loot tab from all 100 people that we did kill. Now there is a lot of items to go through, but I will try to do this as as fast as I can. The first 3 rows was really dedicated to just the drops that Callisto had on the drop table. So you're kind of getting an idea of what Callisto drops we got from the PVMers that we did go for. And as you can see, you know, it wasn't that much compared to the other loot, but it did come out to be a nice number, almost just about 8.9 mil. Now the second price check, this is all of the robes that I did PK, all the ether from all the Vigora's chain maces and the crossbows. Just in ether, you're looking at 5 mil. And of course, from all the mystic sets and even the food that we did pick up, not forgetting a single thing on the ground other than the bones, we did walk away with 5.9 mil from that. Now the third price check, this is mainly just the blighted super restores among a little bit of other things, does come out to be 1.8 mil. Next price check's a little bit more exciting. This is all the Barrows pieces, 23 Varrock helmets, 5 flails, and 2 brassards, along with a few Arams pieces, 1 pair of dragon boots, and all that coming out to be 4.9 mil. And finally, the last price check, all the jewelry and the platinum tokens represent anything that hasn't been in this tab but was tracked by RuneLite. This one coming out to be 3.6 mil. So we go ahead and fast forward the calculator, add up all the numbers that we did get from all the items, and ladies and gentlemen, loot from 100 Callisto-Killers does come out to be 25.1 mil. Now, if we subtract the amount of deaths, which I think we died 4 times, maybe 5 times, total loss from those deaths maximum would be 5 mil. And of course, all the runes and the food and potions that I use, maybe that's another 2 mil or so. I would say, you know, you're still looking at close to 20 mil profit from 100 kills. If you're a better PKer and you don't die as much as I do, you're going to be making more money. If you're a worse PKer, you die more than I do, you'll probably lose a lot more. So overall, you got to have some basic skills to be able to kill someone who is PVMing or anyone in the wilderness in general. I myself, I'm not really a PKer. I just like to switch up these loot videos every now and again. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. I know it was a long one. I owe you guys the world, and I really appreciate every single one of you. I will see you guys soon with a good video, and then after that, you will see loot from 150,000. The real question is, what? Mr. No Sleep, out.